All right, well, a little bit of a morale hit to Dior. I wonder what's going on with that. That might have been the fight with the mechanic that did that. We're still at 50% with his mechanic until that event runs its course. And we don't get a sponsorship bonus, unfortunately. Okay. All right, so at this point, we've got 4 more races in the season. Our next one's going to be Sunny, both practice and race. And we've got top speed, medium speed corners, and high speed corners being crucial. All right, with that being said, let's take a look at the inbox. So car condition, it'll take us 12 hours here. We've got a must respond interview. Screw it. I'm not going to take that interview. And yeah, all right. Silva Racing won that one. We're going to have to repair the car before we can do that stuff. Okay. Okay, so Santana gets the Sim Racer bonus here. It's temporary, 20 weeks, but she gets +1 overtaking and +5 marketability. Good, and then we have sponsorship stuff coming in. We'll just wait until we get some more of those in, and that car repair is finished. So let's take a look at our improving of our parts. So we're up to 80% here. What else is still left that isn't at 80%? Mostly just the suspension. So I think from here on out, I am going to go full on performance improvements. And I'm going to focus those performance improvements into some different things. So first, I'd like to improve the brakes here. And we're working on the engine. I'll keep with that engine. We're working on the gearbox. I'll keep with that. And we're working on the suspension. I'll keep with that. So those 4 things I'll keep working on. And we'll do that until we get to some kind of stop here. So we're going to have a politics vote. Not sure what the vote's on. We'll see in due time. All right, so let's see. What are we voting on now? So this is what we're voting on now. So gearboxes can no longer be developed in-house. All teams use a standard gearbox. I don't want this, though. Normally, that would be good for my team because that's one less thing I have to develop. But I'm building something that would be an upgrade to my gearboxes right now. So that makes this building have less value to me. So I'm going to actually vote against this. If this had been anything else, if it had been an engine, if it had been brakes, if it had been anything else, I would have voted for it. But right now, I think I'm going to have to vote against it. So spec gearboxes on the agenda. We just discussed that. It doesn't say who it favors right now. Scouting report finished. We've got a bunch of scouting reports. I'm not going to worry about those right now. And here's the new vote. So let's go ahead. It will tell us who this benefits and who it doesn't. It will not benefit. Our team's not actually listed. So it looks like it's not going to benefit more teams than it will benefit. I'm going to be voting against it, as I just said. We'll just see how the vote goes. Let's just skip to the end here. It looks like it actually passed. So that sucks. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Because... And this only affects next season. But it's not the end of the world. Yeah, the building I just built has less value. But we still get some things out of it, mostly improvement to our drivers. It just sucks that we can't really use the development aspect of that building as it was intended. But it will bring up the car a little bit closer to the rest of the competition. I'm actually very surprised that passed. And that actually passed because some people used their extra voting weight to get that to pass. Technically, more people voted against it than voted for it. All right, well, that's an interesting change. Not one that I am happy about, but as I said, it will make things a little bit quicker for us next season, maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the parts improvements and where that has gotten us. So what I might do is just max out the parts that we're currently working on and then go from there. So we still have 15 days. Let's go ahead and just advance here. There will be some improvement to the reliability here. It will be marginal, but there will be something. All right. Probably going to go a little bit before where it says improvement is done, because oftentimes, actually looks like it's going to improve everything at the same time. So we'll just go to that. We have 2 sponsorship offers. So, oh, it did not pause. That is something I wish the game would do, is it would pause once you do one of these things, because I really didn't need that to shift over to reliability. Okay, so we have all of our green parts now maxed out on their performance, so now we'll focus on the good parts. And then once we do that, we pretty much improve the cars as much as we can this season. Technically, we can build another gearbox here, but now that that one rule has passed, I don't see there's a reason for us to do that. So, okay. And performance work complete. We're going to be having the race coming up here soon. We only have 2 sponsor offers, so I'm going to actually go all the way up to the race day. Let me just double check that we have the scale correct. Yep, fully to performance. Okay. Continue again. This is an event that is for the other series, not affecting us. So advance through that. And we've got 3 more days. Let's go ahead. Okay. So we've got 2 things in here. Our scouting report is finished. I'm going to take a look at the scouting here in a second just to make sure we have stuff. And then we've got this trait that lasts 20 weeks. So he's interested in motorcycles now, it looks like. Okay, and that gives him +1 smoothness and +5 marketability. So Santana just got something that gave her +1 overtaking and +5 marketability, so that's good to see. And he's also no longer having his feud with his mechanic. He still has the burnout trait, and that's going to last another 15 weeks. Now, unfortunately, once we get into the preseason, these will wear off. Well, that's okay to wear off. This, not so much. Some of these things can turn permanent, though, so that would be a good thing to see. All right, so we're going to have to choose between just 2 sponsor offers. I could wait, but we're just going to take the upfront cash at this point. There's no way we're going to be finishing 9th or above with our team at the moment. Confirm. Always helps get a little bit of cash out of these. And let's go ahead and fit our parts now that we've done a lot of improvement here. So we may be able to get your... he's not really accepting some of these parts, even though there's not that much of a difference here. I mean, we can get the better gearbox for Santana, but it looks like we're going to have to throw him a bone and give him a couple things being better. Honestly, what are we giving him? We're giving him the engine, mostly. Oh, that's the one thing I don't want him to have, though. We'll give him brakes instead. He can have that. There we go. All right. I think we're good to go then. And now let's pick our sponsor. We're going to go 16th or above. Part fitting was already done. And as I discussed before, I am just going to let the AI take care of practice at this point. As I dialed on the cars really well last race, it didn't really do me much good. But this is still a development point in time for our team, so we're going to have to expect some poor performances. So I'll just let the AI take care of the practice and in dialing the cars. Hopefully they do a decent enough job, but they tend not to, honestly. All right. Let's do that. Let's change our setup. Downforce is kind of hard to say with this track. I'm going to go with where it is, I guess. Handling, it looks like we need to stiffen up quite a bit. And gearbox, I'm going to keep where it is. And you can go on soft tires. That really doesn't matter. The AI is going to do whatever the heck it wants to do. And then over here, looks like we need a little bit more downforce, but it's always hard to say with these bars, especially as wide as that bar is. I'll do something like that for now. Handling, it looks like we need to go stiffer for sure. Not quite as stiff as we did with the other car, and then we need to go longer with our gear ratios, so I'll do that. And maybe back it off one step here. Sometimes you don't need to take it as far as it seems like you do. And there we go. So, confirm that. And we'll do the instant result here. All right. We'll have to see how well dialed in the cars end up with the AI taking care of that. I don't even know if the AI really changes the things. I just wonder if it just gives you the feedback or whatever. All right, let's see here. We're going to have rain on race day, which is not what was forecasted. Interesting. So that's going to change the strategy a little bit here. So we're going to start on inners. Let's take a look at the weather here, though. Okay, so it's going to be raining, then sunny, then raining. It's not a lot of water on the track, but it's enough to be on the wet tires. Let's take a look at what we have as far as bonuses go. So I'm going to take the race trim. I'm going to take the engine expert. Then over here, we should have the faster pit times now. So we'll go race trim, risk taker, confirm. Actually, no, we're not bad. That's not bad at all. So the AI did a decent job here, 81%. I'm not too unhappy with that, but we're going to have to make sure we're on the right tires. So inter's fine with me. We're fueled up, so that's good. Over here, again, we're going to go with inters here. And we're fueled up, so that's good too. All right, we're pretty much ready to go. Temperatures are kind of on the cool side, so we'll be putting a little bit of pushing with those tires to get them warm. And again, we'll have number 1 and 2 position as far as the pole position goes. And away we go here in a second. Go a little bit higher speed than I normally do at the start here. Okay, we'll go up with Dior here, who's in second place very quickly. Let's keep an eye on the weather. Does look like it's going to get a little bit wetter here, but as long as it doesn't go too wet, we won't need to change our tires. You keep an eye on the tire temperatures. So we're in second. We've been able to maintain that for a little while, but we're starting to lose it now. Okay, Santana's dropping a lot faster. But now Dior's starting to drop pretty fast. Okay. Down to 12th. And see, the AI didn't do a bad job here, and still Santana might have a chance here to pass her teammate, which she takes. But she's into 16th. If she can maintain this position, which she doesn't. I knew this track was a more top speed oriented track, so I figured there would be a chance of us I'll ignore that because it's going to get wetter here in a second. It was only dry for a very brief period, so she needs to chill out. Now there it goes raining again. Alright. Tire temps are starting to get up. That's good. But they're still not in that mid-range. I figure with the temperature and the fact that it's raining. Well, this is not at all what was predicted. But, you know, we don't have a forecast center, so I don't know how reliable our forecasts usually are. We're starting to fall behind here and have a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure when we're going to expect pits. Sometimes the AI kind of stays out on tires a lot longer than you expect them to. Car in number 1 position, the first position, is way out ahead. They look like they're going to stay there probably. Okay, we're warm enough. Back that off. How's the rain? Still wet here. So, we do have a car just crashed there. So, as a matter of fact, 2 cars crashed. I don't see a reason not to come in and get fresh tires in a situation like this. So, we're going to go ahead and pit. And we're going to get new enters here. We're going to fuel up. And that will be that. Do we pit with your 2, knowing that we may run into each other? I say, why not? Get ourselves some inners here, get ourselves some fuel, and get a fast pit. So we'll see if they run into each other. They may. But everybody and their brothers coming in, except for the guy in the first position, which may cost them. So here comes Dior, going to be stuck behind Santana for like a second or 2, which sucks, but happens. Santana does manage to get out into 15th with that pit. Fortunately, Dior comes out in 18th, but he was already kind of in that position. So we're going to have the safety car for another lap. And then it will be out you go. Guy in number 1 and number 2 have to pit here. No, they chose not to. That's interesting. They're going to have to pit anyway, though. So I don't know what the logic in that was. I guess, you know, when you have everything bunched up like this, you would lose all the way down to the back. So maybe that's why they didn't do it. But that's one thing that I myself am torn on. Usually you use situations like this to pit. But at the same time, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor, because once you have cars bunched up like this, if you're all the way in the front and you pit, you'll be all the way in the back. And if you fought the whole race for that kind of position, you know, that's not good. That's no good at all. So, you know, I guess I don't blame them staying out there, but they're going to have to come out eventually. All right, so safety car is going to be leaving here. Fire temps are pretty cool, so we're probably going to have to push here once the everything speeds up, which it has. Oops, I did the wrong thing over here. There we go. You're not going to get the tires any warmer if you're just burning fuel. Although burning fuel might not have been a bad call with Santana. We're going to play the conservative game here, though, and hope to make very few pit stops and see if we can maybe gain a position out of that. I mean, really, honestly, we have to pass 1 person. That's all we need. So a little bit of body contact between opposing cars, or just a bad pit by somebody, too many pits. We may be able to get some ground here. Now, we might... Yeah, we get a couple positions here. Those guys are going to catch up to us quickly, though. I have a feeling. Well, it might be worth burning the fuel now. We'll have to see. I say burn the fuel. She gets no penalty for flogging her engine, so... I want to keep this position so we can get our sponsorship. I think it's going to be tough to keep it, but who knows? Our tire life is doing better than a lot of the rest of the pack, so I'm hoping if we keep ourselves kind of close to the pack, that might benefit us as well. I say that, some of these cars aren't too bad off. Yeah, so Dior just lost a place, so now it's up to Santa Ana to keep this gap here. I don't know if she'll be able to pull it off. We'll have to see. Temperatures are looking okay in Dior's car, so we'll back off there with the pushing. They didn't get quite up to temp in Santa Ana's car, and she's burning through those tires pretty quickly. I might have her go neutral here just to save the tires a little bit. Alright, come on, Santana. I mean, technically, even losing this place wouldn't necessarily lose the sponsorship. But we still have to concern ourselves with the car currently in 18th place catching up to us. All right, I'm going to back off on the engine now. I'm going to have to pit either this lap or next lap, so a lot of other people are pitting this lap, so I might too. So let's go ahead and pit here. I'll go ahead and push the tires though, why not? And we'll pit. She did actually catch up there a little bit. Does look like it's going to dry off here, but it's not going to dry off enough that switching off of inners would be the call to make, so we're going to go inners here. We might only be out on them shortly, though. We'll have to see. I'm going to want as much fuel as I can pump into this thing, though. And we can't take that. So it's going to be a 12-second pit. That's pretty long. So I don't think we'll gain any positions here with our pit. Okay, so Dior's down into 18th. Now, we will be able to stay out, I think, an extra lap here. Alright, we had a mistake there on the pits too, so that sucks. She did come out in 16th though, and Dior's in 13th. But we know Dior's going to have to come out. We're going to have him push on his tires though. And we're going to have him pit. And oh, how I'd love it if the rain wasn't there. If I go out there with that much water on the track though, I'm going to be screwed. I hate it. I hate it because I know it's going to cost me. We only need 7 laps here. As a matter of fact, I probably overfueled Santana's car. But I'm going to take the minimum of fuel. And then we'll go with the fast pit. And then Santana, because we know she has extra fuel, we're going to have her burn it. And hopefully she can stay in 16th place here. Because we know Dior will not. I'm putting temperature in her tires right now, but everybody's running fresh tires too. Ah, she's down to 17. That's exactly what we didn't want to see happen. And they all have fresh tires too. Now we'll have to see, what is the car that just pitted? What are they going to come out on? They're coming out on softs. So we got to get off these tires. Because everybody else is going to be coming off here. On the other hand, we don't pit. We just eat our position. We're going to be so slow, though, if we don't change. I got to change. There's no choice here. I got to pit. I got to get soft tires here. And we already have the fuel, so I don't need to do anything with that. We'll go another fast pit here. Alright. I hate it, but it's what you got to do sometimes. And then Santana, we're going to have to pit with him too. Her. Get her on the soft tires here. We have more than enough fuel. And we're going to have to take the balanced pit, though, with her, which is 6 seconds. That sucks. So she's in the position she needs to be. The question is, can she stay in that position knowing that we have to pit here? And the car in 17th place already pitted. Alright, maybe we did that too soon. I don't know. I mean, people are coming out. They're getting soft, so... Alright, Dior, can you burn a little bit of fuel for me? And Santana, can you go, like, hardcore here, please? No, be quiet. Alright, here comes a lot of pitting. I don't know if we're going to benefit from it, though, because we're so far behind. I mean, we're going to close up here. But... okay, well, I'm going to have her on attack here. Hopefully she can do something with it. we only have a couple more laps to go here. But I don't think it's going to matter. Come on, Santana. Really hate when it rains, because it really messes with your strategy. I mean, that's part of the challenge. That's why things like that are in the game. They exist in real life. Alright, well. I'm going to have to watch her fuel, though, because we are burning it rather aggressive. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to have to back off here a little bit. Because you burn through the fuel rather quickly when you're doing that. I mean, honestly, as long as she gets across the line, that's all that matters, but... yeah, she's going to have enough fuel for that. Alright, well, we didn't manage to get our sponsorship. We were one off. I'm disappointed in that. So mostly we just couldn't take advantage of the pits there. A lot of people pitted there that we just were too far behind to take advantage of it. Alright, well. That's, this I think hurts. What happened with Dior, that hurts. But it's one of those things, maybe I should have stayed out on his tires a little bit longer. And as I said, rain messes with your strategy. Alright, well, let's continue here. And, I mean, we don't finish dead last. We did have some demotions here. But we're far enough back that I don't think it's going to really matter necessarily. Yeah, we have a huge gap here now. There's no way we're going to not finish in 10th at this point.